Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we are going to be talking about the space between us. So, the space between us takes place in a little bit of Mars and Earth. And it's about this one kid. He's born on Mars, he wants to go to Earth, and then one day he goes to Earth after working a lot because he's not used to Earth's gravity. Because it's, it's hard to can't handle it. So he's just working to see if he can get to Earth. And when he gets to Earth, after a couple tests, he just goes, "Why do I have to take more tests? I just went through more tests." And he kind of freaks out and just leaves. Oh, and there's a love story in this movie too. And that's the plot. Sorry if I kind of mumbling that. This movie wasn't very interesting. It was kind of boring, but let's get into the positives. First thing that I liked were the performances were fine. No one does a bad job or a great job. They're serviceable. You can watch it. It's fine. And there's not really a standout performance in this movie. And another thing that I liked was some of the cinematography. It looked pretty cool. Like you get to Mars. It's mostly shots with big landscape. And there's not a whole lot. There's not a lot in this movie. They're kind of few and far between, but it's neat to look at. And there are some little tiny moments spread throughout the movie that are enjoyable in their own ways. But that's all this movie has to offer. Just a couple alright things, one good thing, and this movie is. Most of the jokes in this movie don't really land. The romance in this movie is cliche, and you know where it's gonna go. And that's my biggest issue with this movie is it's predictable, and the humor or the relationship they don't work very well in this movie. They worked as like the two love interests. So when they're just acting as friends, it's good. But when they start building a relationship to be a boyfriend and girlfriend, sorry, I didn't really buy it. It didn't work for me because, well, she just like met this kid like today, and she goes through all these different things with him, and it just gets. It'll take a long time for me to explain everything, but that's essentially what happens. So I wouldn't say there's anything to hate. It's just vastly disappointing because it's kind of boring. It's not very funny. It's cliche. You know where they're going to go. There's nothing in this movie that's going to hook you or get you emotionally attached to any one of these characters. And you don't really relate to anyone in this movie because they make some very stupid decisions, like our main character. He freaks out because he doesn't want to go through any more tests, which you can get as you're watching, like, well, who wants to go through tests? When you watch a movie, you think if you're leaving, then you're pretty much on the path to death. And you get why he wants to go, but that it wasn't a very smart idea to do when you think about it. And these characters are kind of idiots. That's another thing I can't really stand. Sometimes it works because the kid sees these things on Earth that he never saw before with his own eyes, but there's not an excuse for everyone else. So it's unmemorable, but has a couple enjoyable things in it. So I'm just gonna give The Space Between Us a C minus. I don't think it's terrible. I just don't think it's worth your time either. thank you as always for watching my reviews. If you guys have other thoughts that are different than mine, let me know down below. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and be a part of Foley Nation. And I'll post my next review up for Rings very soon. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.